Hello, this is Dr. Praveen Ramachandra. I'm senior endocrinologist working in Diaplus Endocrinology Clinic in Newton, Bangalore, India. Please watch this video.
Welcome back, focus learners, to another deep dive on the explainer. Today, we're tackling a topic that, honestly, almost all of us have dealt with at some point, but very few of us truly understand. We're talking about cracked heels, or as they're clinically known, heel fissures. And to guide us through this, we're looking at a fantastic masterclass. This patient education is by Dr. Praveen Ramachandra, Senior Endocrinologist, Diaplus Endocrinology Clinic, Yelahanka, Bangalore, India. He's put together a brilliant framework showing us why this seemingly simple annoyance is actually a really complex and sometimes surprisingly serious medical issue. Okay, let's dive into this. This quote right here perfectly anchors our explainer today. Dr. Ramachandra says, small cracks become big problems when dryness, pressure, and delay travel together. Treat early, unload wisely, and protect the skin barrier. You know, it is so incredibly easy to just brush off a cracked heel as a cosmetic flaw, right? Something you just slap some random lotion on when you happen to remember. But all we're about to see, those small cracks are actually structural failures of your skin's vital barrier. So to make sure we grasp the whole picture, here's our roadmap for today. 1. The anatomy of a crack. 2. Uncovering the hidden causes. 3. The diabetes danger zone. 4. A step-by-step healing routine. And finally, number 5, crucial clinical red flags. Let's jump right into section 1, the anatomy of a crack. What is actually happening to your heels? It all starts with a medical term you really should know, and that's xerosis. Basically, xerosis is just abnormal dryness of the skin that causes a loss of water and intercellular lipids. Your skin's outer epidermal barrier relies on that water and those natural lipids to stay flexible. It's kind of like a rubber band. When it loses that moisture too quickly, the skin becomes rough, scaly, and, crucially, stiff. So instead of bending with pressure, it becomes extremely prone to splitting right open. And this brilliantly illustrates the core mechanism of a heel fissure. It's essentially this violent collision of two distinct physical forces. On the left side, you've got the loss of skin hydration, creating that stiff, unyielding xerotic barrier. And on the right, you have massive mechanical pressure. When you stand up or walk around, the fat pad under your heel naturally expands and bulges sideways. If the skin around that fat pad is nice and supple, it just stretches. But if it's thick, calloused, and suffering from xerosis, it just can't stretch. It literally tears under the load. Which brings us to section 2, uncovering the hidden causes. These are the everyday habits that are secretly hurting our feet. Now, Dr. Ramachandra's materials heavily emphasize risks that are incredibly common, especially in the Indian context. Think about these everyday habits. Prolonged hot bucket baths might feel like absolute heaven after a long, tiring day, but that hot water actively strips the essential lipids right out of your skin. Harsh, heavily scented soaps, they do the exact same thing. Then look at the mechanical side of things. Walking barefoot indoors on hard tile or even outdoors gives your feet absolutely zero support. And wearing thin, open-backed chopples or flip-flops, that is a double threat. Not only do they lack cushioning, but that open back actually allows your heel's fat pad to spill over the edge, which maximizes that stretching force on your already dry skin. But we also really have to remember this. A heel crack is a symptom. It's not just a cosmetic flaw. While we love to blame simple dryness or bad footwear, a stubborn crack that just won't heal might be hiding something else entirely. It could be an underlying inflammatory condition like eczema or psoriasis, or it could even be a fungal infection like tinea pedis, which you probably know better as athlete's foot. And that leads us directly into section 3, the diabetes danger zone. This is where simple cracks become severe threats. We have to ask this really serious question. Why do cracked heels threaten diabetic feet? We need to shift our perspective right now from the cosmetics aisle to vital limb preservation. Because once a fissure gets deep enough to break that skin barrier, it literally becomes an open door for bacteria and fungi to enter the body. This breakdown shows us exactly why diabetic skin is inherently more vulnerable. First up is autonomic neuropathy. This can actually stop the foot from sweating altogether, completely robbing it of its natural moisture. Second, peripheral neuropathy. This causes a loss of sensation, meaning a patient might not even feel the pain of a deep, tearing crack until it's already severely infected. And finally, chronic hyperglycemia, or long-term high blood sugar. This actually alters the collagen in the skin, impairing its natural elasticity and making it so much stiffer and more fragile. Now, what's really interesting about this is this staggering statistic. Studies show that diabetic foot skin develops nearly 3 times as many superficial fissures as non-diabetic dry skin. 3 times. The biological deck is just heavily stacked against the diabetic foot, making daily vigilance absolutely non-negotiable. So, how do we actually fix it? Let's move into section 4, the step-by-step healing routine straight from Dr. Ramachandra's clinical care plan. Let's move to and see how this builds your ideal nightly foot care routine. Step 1. Wash gently. Ditch the piping hot water and use lukewarm water for just 5 to 10 minutes. Step 2. Dry carefully. Pat the skin dry instead of rubbing it vigorously, and make absolutely sure to dry between your toes. Step 3. Moisturize and file. Apply a urea cream within 5 minutes of bathing to lock in all that dampness. And if your skin is completely intact, you can use a pumice stone gently but never forcefully. Step 4. Protect overnight. Seal that moisture in with a thick layer of petroleum jelly and pull on some breathable cotton socks right before bed. Now, this next bit is absolutely crucial because home remedies can often go terribly wrong. Let's contrast the do's with the never do's. For footwear, do wear closed-back supportive shoes. Never walk barefoot or wear open-back chappals if you're actively trying to heal. For moisture, do apply thick cream to the top and bottom of your feet, but never apply cream between the toes, especially if you're diabetic, because that can cause dangerous fungal maceration. And for callus care, do see a podiatrist for severely thick skin. Never, ever perform self-surgery using razor blades, scissors, or those over-the-counter acid callus removers. Just don't do it. And when it comes to picking the right product, a thin, watery, heavily perfumed body lotion simply isn't going to cut it on the thickest skin on your body. You need the heavy hitters. Petroleum ointment is your go-to overnight sealing layer. Creams containing 10 to 25% urea are considered your absolute first-line treatment for thick calluses because urea is keratolytic, meaning it actively breaks down that hard, dead skin while pulling moisture in. And for the daytime, a liquid bandage can actually be painted over superficial, painful cracks to protect them from dirt and reduce the pain while you're walking around. Finally, we arrive at section 5, crucial clinical red flags, knowing exactly when to stop home care. So, the crucial point is this. You must recognize these urgent referral triggers. If you see spreading redness, warmth, or swelling, that could be cellulitis. Deep fissures that bleed or ooze pus, those are infected. If you have diabetes and notice any new crack or blister at all, or if you notice cold toes or absent pulses, suggesting poor circulation, you've got to stop home treatment immediately and contact a doctor. No exceptions. Look, if you take away just one thing from Dr. Ramachandra's guidance today, let it be this ultimate golden rule of foot triage. Treat a heel fissure like ordinary dry skin only when you are low risk and the crack is superficial, non-infected, and actively improving. If your situation doesn't check every single one of those boxes, it needs a doctor's eyes. We've covered the mechanics, the hidden causes, the severe risks, and the step-by-step solutions. Now I want to leave you with a direct challenge. When was the last time you actually looked at the bottoms of your feet? Seriously, I challenge you tonight to take off your socks, inspect your heels, and put this masterclass into practice. Protect your foundation. Thanks for joining me for this explainer and keep learning.